So how does a trust even work? That's a fair question. It's not something most of us deal with in our day-to-day lives. Let's try to just break it down pretty basically. First, you are going to sign a document with basic rules about how your trust should be managed, administered, and distributed. Next, you're going to transfer assets into that trust by deed or assignment or some other similar document of conveyance. Then you live, right? During your life, you can put more property in or take it out of your trust. You can spend those assets or even just the income off those assets if that's how you like to set it up. And during your life, if something changes or you just change your mind, you can change your trust. Then after your passing, right, that's what we mostly think of. But before that, the trust can, if something happens to you during your life, your trust can also be there so that your trustee can use your trust assets to take care of you for your day-to-day income or for extraordinary needs. But then let's move on to after your passing. The assets in your trust can be managed and distributed without months and thousands of dollars of probate and without going through a court of law for administration and supervision of how your trust is going to be handled and administered. Your trust can pass along all kinds of assets, right? You hear the term trust fund. A trust isn't just a fund. A trust can hold all kinds of assets. It doesn't all need to be liquidated into the trust. It can hold all kinds of other things. It can hold real estate. It can hold accounts and investments, retirement accounts. You can fund your life insurance into your trust so that, say you've got a $500,000 or $1 million policy that's gonna pay out upon your death. Well, instead of that needing to go in a lump sum to someone, it can go into your trust, and then it can maybe be trickled out over time, or it can be managed however you, based upon the rules you set up in your trust. Trust can hold family business ownership, like stocks or LLC units of ownership for planned business succession, so that you can pass on your business based on rules set forth in your trust. A trust can manage kind of tough to divide assets so that they can be enjoyed or income can be realized for a certain period of time before being maybe sold off eventually and then divided. These are things like a vacation cabin, a boat, an RV, mineral interest, right? The trust can be used by your remaining immediate family or whoever you set up, but typically that's who you'd use it for. And it can provide structured income to care for day-to-day or extraordinary needs for those folks. Your trust assets can ultimately, and at any time this could happen, but based on when you say, your trust assets can be distributed in however you set forth in the trust. They can be, something can be distributed in a lump sum. Someone gets payment of this fund or of this percentage or this fractional share. It can be used for educational needs, for your family, for your children, for your grandkids. It can be, you heard me use the term trickled out. It can be paid out. Someone can receive their portion at, a third of it at age 22, another half of what's left at age 25, and all of their remainder at age 30, something like that. Or it can go to a person with special needs, right? It can be used to benefit that person with special needs without disqualifying them from whatever other benefits they have. So, these are just a few examples, but a trust can really do just about, if you can imagine it, we can probably write it into your trust and make it happen. A trust can sound complicated at first, but that's just because we're not used to dealing with them. But after, I think, a decent explanation maybe, what does a trust do? Well, it works well, and it can do a lot of things efficiently. I hope this helps you. I'm Dan Covington. You can always find me at Estate Plan, Kansas.